Hi everybody and welcome. Today's project is going to be a adjustable dog collar, and it will be for autism awareness. So for this project I will be using a Thane Adapter for it. If you're not familiar with a Thane Adapter, I will leave a link below. I show you guys how to make your own. If you don't want to use Thane and you want to use leather, you can still use the same instructions. For the cords that I'll be using today, I'll be using all 550 paracord. My double cow's hitch is hooked up to electric blue. If you're not familiar with a double cow's hitch, I will leave another link below where I show you guys how you can hook it up to the square rings for an adapter, or if you are using a quick release buckle, I show you how to hook it up to that as well. And if you're not familiar with how to hook it up to your jig, I will show that as well. So for the cords, again, I'm using all 550 paracord, and my double cow's hitch hookup is my electric blue. I will be using 2 strands of yellow, 1 of green, 1 of Imperil Red, and another one of electric blue. Alright, before we start to weave our cords into our double cow hitches, I am going to take the green, blue, yellow, and red cord, and for this project I measured these cords out to be half of what I needed, because I'm going to be fusing 2 of them together and then the other 2 together. So I needed half of what I needed, so I needed 13 feet of cord. Each one of these are 6.5 feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse the yellow and the green together, and then the blue and the red together. To fuse them together, I'm just going to get them nice and hot and melty, and then I'm going to stick them together. So I'm just going to go back and forth. And then I'm going to stick them together, just like that. I know that there are other ways to fuse the cords together. I've been practicing, but I still have a long way to go. I've been doing it like this forever, and I just recently learned about 2 different ways to do it, and I just need to practice a little bit more. So I am going to let this harden, and then once this one is hard, I will do the green and yellow. Okay, for the first cord that I'm going to be adding, I am going to be adding the yellow, the one that's just yellow. So the double cow's hitch is just the electric blue, and then I have the other cord of yellow that I did not fuse together with anything. I'm going to be sticking that cord through first. So I'm going to loosen up the 2 cow's hitches, and I'm going to go through those 2 cow's hitches just like that. Pull this to the other side and bring it to the middle of the cord. The next cord that I'm going to be adding is the blue and red cord. And I am going to be sticking the blue through first, and I'm going to go through these 2 cow's hitches just like I did with the yellow. Pull this to the other side and bring the middle of the cord to the top of my work. The next cord that I'm going to add is the green and yellow, and I'm going to start with the green side. And what I want to do here is, you have your 2 cow's hitches. You want to go in between this first cow's hitch, underneath this first stitch, underneath this second stitch, and then you want to come up that second cow's hitch and pull this to the other side and bring the middle to the top of your work. Once you have all of your cords in the middle, you can tighten everything up. you can also roll up some of your ends, or you can roll up all of your ends, but because we're going to be working with multiple cords of the same color, you might want to roll up some a little bit different than the others. What I've chosen to do is I've rolled up my 2 cords of blue that are coming directly out of my cow's hitch. I rolled them up smaller, and then my yellow that is also coming out of the side of the cow's hitch, the second cord that I added, I rolled those up as well, small. The other cords I rolled up a little bit bigger to help me visualize which ones I need to be grabbing first. Also, you might want to double check your measurements just to make sure nothing moved around, and we can really just get started. So I'm going to start on my right side, and I'm going to start with the smaller bundle of electric blue. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go underneath this first cord on my right in between the 2 cords, and then over my left cord right here. Next, I'm going to take the smaller bundle of electric blue and go underneath the cord that I just worked. And basically the same thing, go underneath, but you're going to be going underneath your left cord first, right up the middle, and then over. Next, I'm going to take the smaller bundle of yellow. And what I want to do here is I want to go underneath all my work, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my right side. So take your smaller bundle of yellow on your right side, go underneath, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my right side. So take your smaller bundle of yellow, you're going to go underneath, right up the middle, and then you have this loop on the left side, you're going to go down that loop. Next, you want to find your 2 horizontal pieces, which are going to be the electric blue pieces right in the middle. You can pick up on them a little bit. Next, you're going to take your red cord. So my red is attached to my blue. So these are the 2 cords that I'll be working next. I'm going to take my red on the right side. I'm going to go around those 2 horizontal pieces, and I'm going to go right up the middle. So go over and around and come right up the middle. Next, I'm going to take the blue on the left side, and I'm going to go around those 2 horizontal pieces and right up the middle. So go over and around and right up the middle. You'll be on the right side of your working cord. And next, I have my yellow that's attached to my green. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did with the red and the blue. I'm going to take my yellow, I'm going to go around those 2 horizontal pieces and come up the middle. So go over and around and right up the middle. Next, I'm going to take the green on my left side. I'm going to go around those 2 horizontal pieces and come right up the middle. So go over and around and right up the middle. And then you're going to tighten it up. Once you have that tightened up, we can start that weave all over again. So I'm going to start on my right side with my smaller bundle of electric blue, and I'm going to go underneath that first cord, right up the middle, and then over that second cord. Take the one on the left, go underneath the cord that you just worked, go underneath, right up the middle, and then over. Now you're going to take the smaller bundle of yellow, you're going to go underneath all of your work, and then right up the middle, and then down this loop on your right. Take the one on the left, go underneath all your work, right up the middle, and then down this loop on my left. Now you're going to find those two horizontal pieces, and you're going to work the red on the right and the blue on the left. So take your red on the right. What you're going to do now is you're going to go over and around, and you're going to come out the right. So go over and around and come out the right. You're going to take the blue on the left. You're going to go over and around, and you're going to go out the left. So go over and around and out the left. And now you're going to do the same with the yellow on your right and the green on your left. Find those two horizontal pieces. Take the yellow. You're going to go over and around and out the right. So go over and around and out the right. Take the green on the left. Go over and around and out the left. Over and around and out the left. And then you can tighten it up. Once you've tightened it up, you're going to start that weave again. You're going to take your blue on your right, the smaller bundle, underneath the first cord, right up the middle and over. Take the smaller bundle of blue on the left and go underneath the cord that you just worked, right up the middle and then over. Take the smaller bundle of yellow now. You're going to go underneath your work, right up the middle, down that loop. Take the one on the left, go underneath your work, right up the middle, and then down that loop on the left. And find those two horizontal pieces in the middle. And you're going to be working the red and the blue next. And now we're going to go back to what we did on the first weave. We're going to go over these two horizontal pieces and right up the middle. So you're going to be going back and forth with these cords. So take the red on the right side, go over and around those two horizontal pieces and right up the middle. Take the one on the left, which is the blue, go over and around and right up the middle. Next, you're going to take your yellow on your right side, and you're going to go over and around and right up the middle. So over, around, right up the middle. And now your green, you're going to go over and around and right up the middle. Over, around, right up the middle. And then you can tighten it up. Once you have it tightened up, you're just going to start again. Take the smaller bundle of blue, go right up the middle and over. Take the one on the left, go underneath the cord that you just worked, right up the middle and over. Take the smaller bundle of yellow, go underneath your work, right up the middle, down that loop on the right. Take the one on the left, go underneath, right up the middle, down that loop on the left. Find those two horizontal pieces. You're going to work the red and the blue next. This time you're going to go over and around and you're going to come out the right. So go over, around and out the right. Take the blue on the left, go over and around but out the left. Out the left. And the same for the yellow and green cord. You're going to go over and around and out the right with the yellow, and over and around and out the left with the green, and then you can tighten it up. So this is what it's starting to look like so far. I went down a couple more weaves so you can see a bigger portion done. I'm going to continue this weave all the way down, and when I'm done I'll show you guys how to do the tie off and what it looks like when it's finished with the biotene on. Alright guys, I'm at the end of my collar and I am ready to weave in my top cords, which are going to be the red, the yellow, the green, and the blue. The blue and the yellow that are coming out of both sides, I will cut and melt them where they are. So I am going to start with my blue on my right side. And you have a small gap, it's really small, a small gap in between your work and the double cow's hitch. You're going to go in that gap with your blue and your red on the opposite side. And you're just going to go front to back. The next cord that you're going to weave in are the green and the yellow. And you have a very small hole in between your two cow's hitches. You're just going to go from front to back through that hole with both green and yellow. Alright, once we got that part done, what we'll do now is we are going to start on our sides. And we're going to cut and melt the sides. So I'm going to cut about 1/4 of the way up of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch. I'm going to fray these out. I'm going to burn them. I'm going to melt them, and then I'll squish them down with my butter knife. I'm going to start with the top one. Try not to let it catch on fire. It does happen. Squish that one down. I'm going to do the yellow now. And I will squish this one down. I will do the same on the opposite side. Once you have the two sides done, what we can do is start on these middle cords. I'm going to start with the red, and I'm going to cut that about the same length that I cut the sides. I'm going to fray it out. If you leave the other ones long, you can hold them out of the way. I'm going to burn this one the same way and then squish it down. I'll do the same for the rest of these middle cords. Okay, once you have them all squashed down, you can hook up your adapter if you'd like and use it as is. I am going to put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on all the ends that I burnt, just for a little bit of extra security. I use clear non-foaming Gorilla Glue, and if you do use this stuff, please be careful that you get the non-foaming, because I once got the foaming without looking and used it, and it made such a mess. So I'm just going to put a little bit on all of my ends right here. I'm going to let them dry. And when it's done, I will show you guys what the finished result looks like.